Sorry guys, let's try this again. I'll try and let's do this. All right, one more time. Leglet, we'll be back online now. You can hear the clicks. Yeah, I'll have to. We'll give everyone a minute or two. I've dropped the new link in the other chat. We'll see if we can get everyone over, but we'll give everyone a minute here. All right. Raleigh, all right, awesome. Good to have you back in here. Um, give everyone another minute, maybe two, and then I'll dive back into it. All right, let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, guys. All right, so as I go, make sure you guys, if you guys have questions, make sure you guys do ask. Um, so I did take a quick look at the macro counts, and so let's go ahead and see what some potential of the smaller wave count could be, and we'll kind of go from there. So this is the 4-hour time frame. Looking at a couple of these key indicators here, and you can see that the RSI with this move down has broken into the bearish control zone versus this entire run up on the 4-hour. You can see that it is just bounced off of the bearish control zone over and over, finding support and continuing to break these new highs. However, what we also want to look at too is pretty common for a fourth wave where we actually see this divergence print out. where we do have a higher low right here. However, we have a lower low on the RSI, which is pretty common for a fourth wave. We really see these indicators really just completely reset. So that way gives us an opportunity, or I guess gives the price action opportunity to go back and jump up a little bit higher. And you can see every single one of them has done that. The RSI has done that. The SCB index has done that, as well as the market liberator. On this 4-hour time frame has just pretty much wiped it down, which is pretty common for a fourth wave. You can kind of see that even in some of these other smaller subwaves here, that this fourth wave right here, you can see that the indicators have gone down and they've reset. So that is leaving me to believe that we will have continuation to the upside. It's just a matter of getting some of these guys to reset a little bit, so that way it kind of gives the opportunity to go up a little bit higher. So now we had that target right here of 24.8. Let's see if we can potentially get there from this move down. And honestly, this looks like to be, if this is basically a wave 4, then that means that we would have to really move down in a 3-wave fashion instead of a 5-wave. But we can do in a 5-wave and back up a little bit. We can do a 5-wave move down if it's like a zigzag. And basically what that means is a 5-wave move would have to look something like this. So say this is a 1. We'll go into a smaller time frame and look at it. So say that would be our 5-wave move down. We'd have a 3-wave connector back up, and then another 5-wave move down. And basically we could do something like that, which would create that 3-wave move, creating this whole thing here to an ABC. 3-wave connection down for a 4th wave. So that is a potential that we can look at getting down to the 24.2. But let's go ahead, I'm sorry, 24.8, but let's go ahead and look at the smaller time frame and see if we can kind of see how this thing kicked off right here, see how it started, because that'll give us a little bit more information. So you can really see with this move down that it has really just started off in a 3-wave move. It's just a 1, 2, 3 right here with another 3-wave connection. And then after that, we kind of just rolled over. So having this as a wave 1 is pretty much off of the table in my mind. So we would have to look at it as a potential 3-wave connection if we were going to have a 5-wave move. And if that is the case, what I would like to look at first is snug that up. All right, and then you can kind of see that we did bounce right here off of the 2.618. If this is going to be basically like an extended C wave. So if that's the case, we'd have something like that. And then another 3-wave up. But then that's when we would have this 5-wave connection coming back down. So it would look something a little bit along the lines of that. So let's take a look at where we are currently. I'm going to put the pivots on and see what kind of zones we're at. So again, this is the 1 hour, so we do have a support sitting right here, as well as a pivot there, and then again that resistance right at that 41.3 that we kind of topped out at before. And on different time frames, we do have these different pivot zones. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the daily, see if we got new ones. We had a couple before. It looks like we did. So this is why we go on to the different time frames. You can see that right here, right at the R2, is at that resistance point, which is pretty much at that 2.236 that we bounced off of right here, or the 2.618, sorry. We went through the 2.236. So the 2.618 is really right at that 32.4, which is pretty close to where we bounced. So we'll look at another time frame here. So we might be looking at another C up. And we did have one right there at 36, and on the daily here we have another one at 36.9. So that actually might be a pretty sweet pocket here for a B wave. And if that's the case, and if that is a wave one, we can go and pull these extensions down. And let's plan for the 36.9, 1.618, which is the extension of a C wave, is also right there at that 24.2. So it puts us right there in that same ballpark. So it is definitely possible, even just from this move down, that we can have continuation going down to 24K. We would just have to have an extended C wave come down. But pretty much with where we're at, I mean, it looks like that would be a pretty decent place to actually have a bounce from. It actually puts us right underneath that pivot point too, so maybe a wick through that pivot. So let's go ahead, we'll put price label on that guy and that guy as well. And real quick, let's look at the weekly. I don't think we have any new pivots on the weekly. Oh, we do actually. So 30. Yeah, really in that same spot for that R2, 36.2. That looks like a great spot to bounce up to. Bounce up the R2, and then we have the pivots below it. Pivot is down here at 20.7. I'll throw a tag on it, but I wouldn't see us getting down quite that far. All right, so let's go back into the smaller time frame here and take a quick look at it. All right, zoom out. All right, try and clean up some of this mess a little bit. All right, so even with where we are right now, 33.6, I mean, honestly, it looks like we are getting a little bit of a bounce. We kind of, with everything as exhausted out as it is. Oops. Let's go ahead and even go down to the 15. Might dance around a little bit, but looks like a pretty sweet spot for a bounce. Even on the 15, we got a nice little buy signal on the market liberator. Got the bullish divergence on the RSI on the 15. So yeah, we might see a nice little sweet bounce here. Honestly, would look for really that 36.3 to 36.9 zone. But honestly, after that, I would look for continuation back down. I like to see it go up in a three-wave fashion. So we would look for another ABC connector, but then ultimately I'd be looking for another 5-wave down. And we may not even get close to that 24K on the 5K or on that 5-wave move down. We could do something as even as a double bottom, or we could even just bounce off of the 618, which would also be right here, probably at the 34K, before potentially blasting off for another wave. So that is my thoughts overall. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good spot for a bounce. I actually might go ahead and toss in a long real quick. See if it sticks. Might be a nice little scalp. All right, let me pull up the chat real quick and get caught up. Ernest, cool if I did a market liberator video. I might do that. I might take you up on that. I'm not going to do it right this second, but I might do one for the market liberator there. Ernest, do you use it? All right, guys. So yeah, overall, that's my quick thoughts on this move down. At the moment, I don't really see it going any lower. Looks to be a pretty good bounce that we have coming up, especially here on the 15-minute. Really, this 36.3 to 36.9 is going to be my zone to watch for a potential continuation to the downside. So I'll go ahead and put in a little box up here. We'll see when we get it. But then I would also be looking for another 5-wave move down. It's just a matter if it gets extended or not. And you know, we can definitely go higher. Let me actually go ahead and do a quick fib retracement. Let's see where that puts us. That's right at the top of the 0.5, so we could go through potentially wick to the 618. Maybe not even wick to it, but get up to the 618. Which is at 38.1. Yep. Yeah, looks good. Looks like a good strategy. I dig it. Already been checking it out. Really trying to focus on the RSI and volatility index. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to add too much to your plate. You know, for me, I use the RSI for sure, the CB index, and it kind of just really played helpful, I think, having the market liberator on there. I had the other one that I used in the masterclass, and the cool thing is it actually has it on the market liberator. I'll zoom in real quick. So I used the derivative oscillator, and I went over that in the masterclass, and it actually has it. So basically, it's, I mean, kind of like, I guess it's similar to what a MACD is, but I used the derivative oscillator, and it actually has this in it. It just has a bunch of other information kind of on top of it. So again, you don't want to use too much. You want to get clouded with too many different signals, but definitely something you want to get comfortable with. And I can go ahead and definitely do a video for you and drop it and tag you in it, and so we can take a look. So, but yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. You know, definitely interested in this little bounce here. We're gonna be watching it, but really the 36.3 to 38, we'll kind of have to see how it gets up there. That's going to be my zone of interest for actually a reversal point for continuation to the downside for the little bump up. And then after that, that's when we can, once we get that reversal down, that's when I would like to go ahead and start playing out with some fibs and get some projected targets. But right now, really that 24 is the extreme side, I would say, to get down to, you know, the 24.1. But as it plays out, we'll take a look at it and see. But really looking for that 3-wave up. I wouldn't like to see a 5-wave move on this. I would like to see a 3-wave instead of a 5. It'd make things a little bit clearer for a corrective move up. And then I would also like to see on the higher time frame, I would also like to see some of these come back up. And what I would like to see ultimately, like on the RSI specifically, is if I did, I'll flip to, if I did the, let's see. So what I would like to see is the RSI come back up and potentially hit the top of the bearish control zone, and then get rejected again and come back down. If it does come up above it, really the 50, the max that I'd want it to go up to, and it's okay if it does, is right up here at the 60. Hit the 60 and get rejected to come back down. Create a little bit of that bullish divergence for us to, you know, go ahead and take back off on. So we will see, but ultimately that's what I like to see out of this B wave. Was ultimately what I'll be looking for. And kind of the signals to play around with it. And also, you know, with this move down, would also like to see the volume band kind of trickle up, and we'll probably start to curl up a little bit as price but go up. And honestly, it'll probably go up to the 60 when it's all said and done. But I wouldn't want it to see it go any higher than that. If it gets any higher than that, then I'm gonna get a little concerned that it actually wouldn't be a B wave and look something else, but it would have to match the wave formations at the same time. So cool. Yeah, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. I'll try and do a few more lives here and there. I'll try and do live at least once a week, so that way I can interact with everyone and get that rocking and rolling. But if you guys do have questions, drop it in the chat now. I'll cover it real quick. If not, hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. If you guys are just joining, make sure you guys jump over to blockchaintratrading.com. That's my website, and actually hit this little get in touch button. I'll give you a video demonstration of my #1 trading strategy that's completely free. Of course, the blockchain TA gear and the Discord, which I am I have my own channel in, so I can post my charts. And we're actually offering 14-day trial for just 25 bucks. And then, of course, the Masterclass, which I gave 2 away for free last month, or last month, one the month before, where I actually cover all these different specific topics, as well as a free trading psychology in there as well. So cool. Yeah, guys, that is my those are overall, that's my thoughts. If you guys again like the content, smash the likes, hit the subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord. I'm not seeing anything else on the chat. So all right, guys, have a great night. Hope you guys got some money on this, and let's get some money on this bounce up, and really watch for that 36.3 to the 38.1. It's going to be the big zone of interest for me. So cool. See you guys in the Discord, and have a great night.